Hey there, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how you can create generative synth patches in Serum 2, which will sound like this. So basically this pattern, which you just heard, is being randomly generated every time. So every time we get a different result. And for this technique, I'm using the sample and hold modulators, which we know from Serum 2. These random LFOs are basically picking a different part in the macro every time. So as you can see, it's different. Also this contributes to some more variation on top. And you can see that I've made some macros down here, like the decay, the release, the chorus. And the decay, for example, is just the decay from the little plug here. And also the release. Sometimes it's a bit shorter, sometimes it's a bit longer, sometimes it's a little bit more ringy. And also there's parameters like chorus, the cutoffs, also some FMing, which you can hear when it's slightly distorted or dissonant. And the FMing comes from a second oscillator. We will have a look at the oscillators in a second. I'm also automating the random rate, for example. So basically just the velocity of how quick everything is getting randomized. Also the up rate on top of the random rate, basically. And for the wavetables, I'm just using the default shapes on the audible oscillator, which has some bending, which is also being modulated with one of the macros here on top. And on this oscillator, I'm modulating the band plus minus with this LFO right here. So we just get some movement in here. You could also do it with a randomization LFO right here, but I just thought it would be nice if we had some kind of pattern in there. And then we also have the second oscillator, which is just a perfect 808 subshape, and I'm using that for the FMing. It's pitched down one octave, but it's not audible, but the FMing is just modulating it and creating a nice FM tonality right here. And then we also have the filter, which is also being triggered by the envelope 1 right here. So sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. On the FX, we have a high pass filter right here, which is just cutting the lows. Then a chorus, which is being modulated as I showed you, a reverb and a delay, pretty simple stuff. And in order to get a sound, you just need to write a cool chord, like this one, for example. And then I'm also using some spectral compression and a limiter, just to process it even further. And then finally, in context, it can sound like this. Works great in intros. And in this case, I've just rendered it 2 times, like 2 bounces. And on this one, I've put some EFX fragments in addition to give it some more sparkliness or sprinkliness. And then also some further spectral compression and a washout at the end. And this is great for really cool and vibey intros with a randomized touch. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what I should do next. And make sure to subscribe if you like. And see you in the next one. Goodbye.